Hey friends, sorry I haven't made any guitar videos lately. I've been very sick. It's been limiting my ability to play guitar as well as speak. This is going to be a few part video on the 7 modes of the C major scale. Okay. Now see how I have the numbers up top. Those are the interval numbers of the C major scale, or the major scale rather, because all music comes from the major scale. Okay, I situated it that way because that's the best way I learned how to figure modes out on a guitar. It'll make sense later on. Okay, now the first mode, Roman numeral 1, is C Ionian. Okay, you have the first interval, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh interval. Okay, with the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. That makes up C Ionian. Why this is a major scale is you take a look at here. Okay, C major. Go look at the intervals used. You have the root, third, and the fifth. You have C, E, and G. Okay, say for instance, if this was a minor mode, we would flat the third right here. So it'd be E flat, but that's not what we're going for in this particular situation. Okay. Now if you were to take a C major 7th chord, you would have your root note, your third, your fifth, and then your 7th, which is C, E, G, and B. Okay. Now, not to confuse you, I want to show you. Some people might wonder, what is a 9th? Well, first, take a look at an 8th. What's an 8th? Octave. Octave higher. So, C. An octave from C is C. Okay? It's the 8th interval. So if you want to go to a 9th, the 9th interval is actually a second 1 octave higher, which would be a D. Okay? If you want to know what an 11th is a fourth 1 octave higher, which would be an F. And a 13th is actually a 6th interval of the major scale, except 1 octave higher. Okay? Makes sense, everybody? Think of chords as scales. Okay? Now we're going to go to Dorian. Dorian is the 2nd mode of the C major scale, Roman numeral 2, which we have D. Okay? See how it follows? C, D. Now if you were to visualize this in 7 modes, it would be C major, D Dorian, E Phrygian, F Lydian, G Mixolydian, A minor, and B Locrian. Okay? That's just a little heads up on that. But the Dorian is a minor mode. Why is it a minor mode? You got D minor. The root, the flat third, and the 5th, which is D, F, and A. Okay? Same thing with the minor 7th. So you have root, flat third, 5th, and flat 7. Okay? See how the 8th, 9th, 11th, and 13th intervals work? Similar to this. Okay, now we're going to go to E Phrygian, 3rd mode of the C major scale. Okay, primarily, what's the characteristic note of the Phrygian scale? Anybody know? Would be right here, flat 2. Okay. You have the intervals up here for the scale, and Phrygian is a minor mode. And why is that? We have a root, flat third, and fifth, which gives us E minor, E, G, and B. Okay, and E minor 7 would be root, flat third, fifth, and flat 7. So you have E, G, B, and D. Okay? Not to try to overwhelm anybody, but now the interesting thing about the Phrygian, to go to a ninth, like I said, the second interval is actually 1 octave higher, which is a ninth right here. Okay, so you'd have flat 9. So figure this 1 octave higher. So you have a flat 9. Okay, that's the ninth interval of the E Phrygian scale. 11th obviously is, the fourth 1 octave higher. Okay, and we have F Lydian, the fourth mode of the C major scale. Okay, now the Lydian scale is very similar to the major, except the sharp fourth interval. Okay, now if you were to solo, you could use, if you were playing in major, you can actually use Lydian because the intervals are so similar. Okay, now it's a major mode. Why is that? Root, third, and fifth. So FAC. That's the major on the Lydian. Okay, now if you were to go to F major 7th on the Lydian, you would have the root, third, fifth, and 7th, which is FACE. Now on the Lydian, it has actually a sharp 11. And what is a sharp 11th? It's a sharp 4, 1 octave higher. Okay, that's the interval structure for the Lydian. Okay, we have G Mixolydian, which is the fifth mode of the C major scale. And in that is a major mode. Why? We have a root, third, and fifth, which is G, B, and D. We have a G dominant 7th. And what is that? The root, third, fifth, and a flat 7. Okay, which gives us G, B, D, and F. Okay, there's the interval structures for the 8th, 9th, 11th, and 13th intervals of the G Mixolydian scale. And we got Aeolian or natural minor, which is the 6th mode of the C major scale. Okay, it's a minor mode, obviously. By now you should figure out what a minor is. Should be a root, flat third, and a fifth, which is ACE, ace. Easiest way to remember that. If you were to go with an A sus2, what's a sus2 chord? You have the root note, the second, and then the fifth, which is A, B, and E. Okay? If you were to go over here, A sus4, what is that? Here you have a root, fourth, and then a fifth, which is A, D, and E. Okay? If we were to go down here to A minor 7th, what is an A minor 7th? Root, flat third, fifth, and a flat 7. Okay? So you have A, C, E, and G. Okay, making sense, everybody? Now there's the 8th, 9th, and 11th intervals and notes of the Aeolian scale, or A minor. Same thing. Yeah, I'm trying my best, people. I'm pretty sick. I'm surprised I'm able to talk this long. But the 7th mode is B Locrian. Okay, now Locrian is a little different. The Locrian is actually a diminished scale, B diminished. Why is it diminished? You have your root, flat 3rd, and flat 5th, which is B, D, F. That's diminished. Okay, you have B half diminished. What is that? B, D, F, and A. Okay, now the B, it's like a chordal chord, or Q3, which is a kind of unusual chord, not used very much. It's a dominant sus 7th with no 5th. Okay, you have a root, 4th, and a flat 7. It's kind of an unusual chord, but so you have B, E, and A. Okay. Like I said, if you guys are going to write any of this down and go over, go ahead and do that. But I have a writing assignment for you guys to do. It's for the next lesson. Right here. Now I want you to make this on graph paper. Visualize it kind of like it is on your guitar. You're going to use this for your jam notes. I want you to map out every note on here that would be like on your guitar fretboard. You see how there's the numbers down below? They represent the frets. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, and so forth. It's all mapped out like you would see it on guitar. And you have here your two standard tuning, A, D, G, B, and E. See how I started on the E, which would be your low E string. Then next would be your 5th string. All the notes that would be in the C major scale. This is your writing assignment. You need to finish this up to do the next lesson. Okay? Okay, guys, until next time, remember, rock out with your cock out.